Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Nia. So today's video is going to be just me doing my makeup and me just blabbering off about what's been going on in my life and what's just been going on in the world, period. So if you're interested in watching that and hearing my thoughts and opinions on what's been going on with everything in the world right now, please keep watching and let's hop right into it, shall we? Okay, as you can see, I already have my brows done. For some reason, brows just take me the longest out of everything else on my face because my natural brow is just the worst. So yeah, I already did those for you, and I also primed. So next thing we're gonna go into is the eyeballs. So I'm gonna start with my pro concealer here, and let's see what's been going on in the world. Obviously, we are all in the middle of a pandemic. We all have had quite an interesting couple of months. I can, obviously. But for me, this time has been very interesting. It's given me a lot of time to just think about my life, like think about my life in terms of what I want to do with it. As you can see, if you guys have been paying attention to my YouTube channel, I've been posting a lot more. Before, it was just one of those things where it's like, because I worked all the time, I was always exhausted and I just couldn't, like, my mental state was just always like, so in terms of like doing YouTube videos, it's just been difficult, but I'm learning out of all, like, through this whole thing, how to like balance myself and not to like stretch myself so thin, So next we're gonna go in with this NYX eyeshadow base. I like to use this stuff specifically for like because I wear a lot of colorful, shadows, and yeah, this kind of like doesn't change the color of the shadow when I put it on, if that makes sense, because the white. But yeah, I've been learning how to just like take care of myself, especially. I find myself, like, before all of this, I found myself really just like putting effort into like a lot of other people and not myself, which is fine. I love like being there for people and stuff like that, but after a while it's just like it gets to a point where it's like I feel like I can't be helpful to others if I'm like in a state of like distress and stuff like that myself. So yeah, next I'm going to go in with, I just got this palette from Juvia's place, Saharan 2 from Juvia's, and I'm really excited to use it. It's really pretty. Like, look at those colors. Like, I'm really excited for this. So like originally, so here's the thing, this is what happened leading up into this point in terms of like my life and my job and stuff like that. So fortunately, my job is still paying me. I actually go back to work in like 2 weeks. But before that, like I hadn't been working, my job felt it was best that even though we're still considered essential, they thought it would be best to close just to make sure, we're not part of the problem, essentially, in terms of like spreading and stuff like that. So yeah, they had us close, like, what was that, mid-March, around the 15th or something like that of March. And ever since then, I've been pretty much here working from home. Like, it's one of those things where it's like our managers will call us, keep us updated about like when we're gonna be open and all that type of stuff. And so like I said, fortunately, like my job was able to pay us during this whole while we were closed, which I am super grateful for, because if I didn't have that, then I don't know what I would have been doing right now. Probably, I don't know. But yeah, they made sure we were taken care of. Like I said, we're going back in a few weeks, and honestly, I'm not mad about going back to work, because one, I do miss my job. I'm not gonna front, even though sometimes it stresses me out, but I love my job. Oh, I'm not even showing you what colors I'm using. I'm so sorry. So the first I put on was this right here, and then the second one was this here that I'm going in onto the crease here. My bad, y'all. I just begin, into what I be talking about, and I just be forgetting that I'm actually doing makeup, Yikes. But no, yeah, I'm not tripping about going back to work, because like I said, my job's been like, they've been communicating with us, letting us know what's been going on. And there's also like systems that they've put in place for us for when we open back up, so everything is going to be completely different in terms of how things are being run, you know? So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, you have to like, you don't really know what's next, so you kind of have to like be on your toes just to see like, because you got to be able to adapt to changes, you know? So what we're going through right now is like so crazy. Like we haven't had anything to this level since what, I think the Spanish flu in 1918, which was like 100 years ago. So like right now we're all just like, we've all just been thrown into a loop. So next I'm going to go in to like the corner of my eye here on both sides with my girl right here. She's looking really peachy, you know, shimmery, shiny, and things like that. Whoop. So before everything also started happening, I used to be in the gym quite often, about 4 days out of the week. Sometimes I would try and push for 5, but like I said, like I have a life and I have like other stuff that I need to be doing. So I was going to the gym, I was doing really well, you know, and then gyms closed up, and working out from home, that is like so difficult too, because one, I'm used to like being able to lift weights and things like that, like go lift. You know how they say, do you lift, brah? Yeah, I actually do, and I miss it. I wish things like this didn't have to happen, but it is what it is and you can't control it. So I've been trying like different at home workouts, and it's not, you know, my particular brand of choice, you know, at home workouts. It just doesn't work for me. I find myself getting super distracted, which probably comes from like lack of discipline, but that's okay because I'm still doing it. It's just not what I prefer. I miss being able to like being at the squat rack or hovering over somebody to get off the squat rack. I was doing so well too, and I would also have like my friend would go, my best friend and I, we would go to the gym occasionally together, and it was always fun to work out together. She would always keep me motivated and shit. I'd have found out that what's easier for me is when I work out at home is if I'm not doing it on my own, which I usually do when I go to the gym. I have to be like watching a workout video or something like that, because I feel like it's the only way that I'm gonna get something done. It's kind of like being in a dance class for me. So I've been, you know, doing that a little bit. I also want to invest in like some weights because I have nothing. All I have here are resistance bands, and that's about it. And which, you know, I use because, you know, squatting and all that type of stuff and butt workout stuff, like to grow my booty. Trying to grow my booty. It's been an interesting journey. So the thing is though, when I go back to work, I gotta figure out like how all of this is gonna work back out, because when I'm not working, I'm able to like focus more on my YouTube stuff, but when I am working, it's just really much, it's much harder for me because it's like I'm being pulled everywhere. And like I said before, like if like my mind isn't there, I'm not gonna be able to get a task done. Like it just doesn't work out for me whatsoever. Yeah, I'm just, you know, kind of at this point taking it a day at a time. Like, what's that looking like? Here looks good. I don't know, always on camera, it always looks weird. Like I'm not itches. For now, I think we're done with the eyes. So we're gonna go on to the base. And if you guys haven't noticed, I have a friend here living rent free on my face, and it's been there for a while, and I don't want to pop it because as you can see, it's never a good result when you pop your own thing. So just leave it alone, guys. Just leave it alone. Okay, then that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty, which one? My Pro Filter Concealer in the shade 400. I learned this trick from our Nia Imani. She was like the first person I've seen do this before, where, you know, put concealer underneath the base. I'm pretty sure other people do it, but this is where I've seen it. And I really like how it makes my makeup look at the end. But what else is there to talk about during this whole thing? Oh, let's talk about like the whole, how the country's been handling all this. In my opinion, I feel like the government needs to do a way better job, obviously, in handling this thing. It's really chaotic, you know. Everything's super chaotic. The whole like stimulus thing where like college students were included in that was really messed up, because it's like, it's having been to college is one of those things where it's like you're actually independent, but at the same time, the only reason why you're considered a dependent is probably because you're like staying with your parents. You don't have your own place. Technically, yeah, you're still like living with your parents. Your address is still attached to where you grew up or where you live with your parents, you know? And I really don't think it's fair that a lot of college students didn't get to get that, you know, that check. Because at the same time, people like around that time when you're in college, people still are paying for their own things, you know, unless people got it like that where they have like parents that are able to take care and buy them things. But from most of the people that I know, a lot of people that I know have jobs and they're also paying for school while they have jobs, you know? And it just doesn't make sense because it's like, they're technically independent. They're adults, you know, 18 years old, and why not? And I still haven't even gotten mine. I don't know why I haven't gotten mine check yet. I don't know what's going on at this point. I've just accepted that I am not getting one of those checks. And maybe it's because I filed my 2019 later, but I did file my 2018, and I don't know, it was just a lot going on with the whole stimulus thing. Next, I'm gonna go in with Fenty Beauty in the Pro Filter foundation in 410. I don't think you can see that, but yeah, that's 410 in case you guys want to use me as a shade reference. Maybe they're talking about like another round of those checks, and I don't know, maybe I'll get both of them. But for right now, I haven't gotten a single thing. I got my tax return and that's about it. And you know, at this point, I'm just waiting to see what's next because our government is doing such a horrible job. And then people who are fighting essential workers during this whole thing, it just doesn't, like, none of it makes sense. Like, I don't think these people who are fighting against a system that's been put in place to keep us safe, they're really like outside, like exercising in front of gyms or like yelling at like nurses and doctors and things like that why? Because they can't get a haircut. Y'all serious right now? Y'all dead ass right now? People are out here dying. People who are risking their lives to save other people who have this thing probably, you know, once upon a time was somebody in your family and their family, you know? And they're just like mad disrespectful about it. Like, it's just selfish. You know, there's a lot of selfishness going on. I can't talk sometimes because of my braces. I just blame it on my braces at this point. But it's really not fair. I have like my own like family members who are still working in like hospitals and things like that during this whole thing. So it really like frustrates me to see people out here who don't care about the well-being of other people, and they're out here like yelling and protesting and getting mad at the fact that stores won't let them in without masks. Honey, not only are these things put in place to protect other people, they're also put in place to protect you. You know, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I just wish like people weren't like so self-absorbed and selfish. It just doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. Next, I'm starting with this. I'm going in with this Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer in the shade 385 to highlight. It's very frustrating. It makes me just sometimes want to go out and fight people. Because it's like, what are you doing? Why are you this pressed because you can't get a haircut? Honey, you better get like me. I did my own. You see this mess sitting on top of my head that I kind of like? But I did this myself. Normally I go out and get these done, honey. I don't do this myself. This is my first time I've ever put any type of twist, anything like this in my hair by myself. Well, not by myself, my roommate helped me out. But like, I don't get what the issue is. People need to find ways to be self-sufficient at this point. If you really are that desperate to get a haircut, you better sit down at a computer or on your phone, open up YouTube, type in how to cut my hair. Oh, how can I cut my hair? Because I'm pretty sure, I am sure, 100% sure that there are things on YouTube that you can use that'll help you cut your hair. For those that want to do their nails, take that money, buy yourself a nail kit from somewhere online and learn how to do it yourself, because there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to. At this point, if people are getting angry to the point where they feel like they have to step outside their homes without masks, go yell at other people because they feel like their freedoms are being taken away from them. It just doesn't make sense. Do it yourself. Learn to do stuff yourself. Next, I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty setting powder, Pro Filter setting powder. Honey, I love this stuff. It looks like I need to get some more. Oh, I've also gotten to catch up on like my TV shows and stuff. I watched How to Get Away with Murder, you know, that just ended, which is really sad because I've been, you know, that's been a show I've been watching since it premiered. I like the way it ended too. If you guys watch it and haven't seen it yet, I'm gonna try not to get out any spoilers, but can't promise that, so FYI. But I like the way it ended. Was I sad? And it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it was a good way to end things. However, it's like, dang, I wish certain people's paths didn't end up the way they did, if that makes sense. That's like me trying to me speaking about it without giving away what happened. So I've been watching that. I've been watching American Dad. I've like binged my way through that. Actually, I've never really like watched American Dad like that. I was always more like familiar and watched more Family Guy, but like, I don't know, something like convinced me to start watching American Dad, and that shit is hilarious. There's like 14 seasons. I'm literally like on season 14 of American Dad. So another show that people have been talking about that I've never got to see, and don't judge me for this, is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, I've never seen Avatar in my life. Well, like, I feel like I don't even think I've seen like an episode all the way through either. And I know people are gonna be like, what? Don't worry, my roommate is already gotta make me do that. So that is okay. We are okay with that. I did see the movie though, which was trash. Horrible movie. I don't know what M. Night was thinking when he made that one, but I saw that movie and I was like, as a person who hasn't even seen Avatar, I can only imagine what the people who have watched this show, I can only imagine what they felt like when that movie came out. Because, honey, that movie's a mess. It was so bad. The acting, the storyline, it was just really bad. Everything about it was really bad. Like, yikes. Normally I contour, but I forgot. I didn't forget. I ran out of contour. I didn't know I was running low. If I would have known, I would have got some earlier. But for right now, we're just gonna, go ahead and use this, my bronzer, my Fenty bronzer as a contour. I watched Scream Queens for the first time. I know, I feel so late, guys. If there's any other shows that you think that I should watch or movies that I should watch, please let me know in the comments down below. I also did a Marvel movie marathon with a friend of mine who had never seen any of the Marvel movies except for like, I think Doctor Strange and Black Panther. So that was fun. We like binged literally every single movie back to back in like, how many days? Cause they were like, we watched like movies, like all of the movies, not all of them, but like maybe 3 or 4 movies in one day, take a break one day, and then come back and watch like 3 or 4 more movies in a row. It was one of those days. But I think all in all, it took about like 4 or 5 days without the breaks in between. We just did it like straight through. I think it took like maybe less than that, maybe like 3 or 4 days or something like that. Next, I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. liner. Let's see how well this goes, because I don't think I'm gonna do a wing. Sorry guys, I don't have much to say right now because when I do eyeliner, I need complete and utter silence, or else I will mess up pretty badly. And my lashes get in the way. This is why I don't really like wearing liner. Eyeliner is one of those things that I have a love-hate relationship with, because when I can get my eyeliner right, it looks so good. But most of the time, I don't be wanting to deal with this. I'm not trying to do anything dramatic liner because I'm gonna put on lashes, and I think the lashes will make the look more, let's come to this side. May have messed up. Okay, that was better. Because I have uneven eyes, this is whatever. It's just the eyeliner always looks different on each eye, and I give up on trying to make it look even, so that's why I don't deal with eyeliner like that. See what I mean? This eye is whiter than this one, so it looks like I have more on this eye when I don't. It's about the same. So, oh well. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my lashes off camera because that takes a while too. Not as long as my eyebrows. like I said, my eyebrows take the longest. But if you guys want to know what lashes I'm gonna be wearing, it's gonna be azeredo lashes. I love these lashes. Actually, pretty much these are, you know, my hands are in the way. Let's do that. Next I'm gonna go in with another color. Let's see, I'm gonna probably go in the corner here with this blue. With the blue right there, see that? It's so pretty. Precious. What was I talking about before I had to go put on my brows? I have no idea. I mean my brows, my lashes. Oh boy. Well, since I can't remember it, let's move on to the next topic. Oh, I think the biggest thing that has thrown me off during this entire quarantine situation is the fact that my grocery shopping has changed significantly. Because before, I used to go like, I used to have to get on a train, you know, I used to go to like Target and Trader Joe's, but you know, it's because of everything, you know? I try and, you know, minimize the amount of traveling I have to do. And so, with that being said, I've literally just been going to like the grocery stores around where I live. And, you know, I miss certain items that I could buy that were a part of my like daily diet from like Target and Trader Joe's. But because I can't get to these stores, I have to like figure out another way. I found a store that's by me that's like literally a few down, you know, like some blocks away from where I live, that has like majority of everything that I, you know, need, which is great. But I still miss being able to go to like Trader Joe's and Target and things like that. I have been cooking a lot more though too, that's the thing. I've been learning how to, you know, I go on Pinterest. I have like my little board on Pinterest that has like, it's literally called Yum. And it's just a bunch of recipes that I want to try and like learn how to cook and stuff like that. I really like this blue. Oh, she's doing something. She's doing something. Next I'm gonna go in with this NYX professional eyeliner pencil and go underneath my waterline. But yeah, I've been cooking a lot. I've been cooking like a lot of like chicken. I'm trying to like get away from like chicken because I grew up vegetarian. So I want to get back into like that just no meat lifestyle. But as of right now, I can do all that because the stores I would usually go to for like certain ingredients for certain recipes, like vegan recipes, are like I can't get to. Like I said, like my Trader Joe's and things like that, they have been taken away from me for the time being. When will I get to go back to a Trader Joe's? I have no idea. Because the last time I went to a Trader Joe's, the line was long. Because, you know, they're trying to practice, you know, the whole social distancing thing, making sure there's not more than a certain number of people in the store, which pretty much every store has been doing that. One of the stores that I go to around my house does that. Another store that I grocery shop at doesn't have that issue because it's never like that many people in the store at once, or at least when I go, which is early in the morning, there's usually not that many people. And it's like a bigger store too. This other supermarket that I shop at is smaller, like way smaller. So maybe that's like, you know, a big part of it. But like a lot of these stores are like, you know, have lines and like you can't, like they only let a certain amount of people in at a time, which has been interesting, you know, to say the least. But look at this. The blue is really like bringing it out for me. I'm glad I put that blue on there. So for my bottom, I'm gonna put on my bottom lashes. I'm gonna go with this e.l.f., right? And then I'm gonna follow up with this CoverGirl. You can't really see it because it's been scratched off, but I'll go lightly. Go in with this one just to, you know, make them a little sparkle, but you know, stand out. I'm so proud of myself in this look. Holy cows. One last thing, I think this is the last step of what I have to do today, is that actually I was gonna use this highlighter from Juvia's Place, but based on this look, I'm going to switch this out. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna use a different highlighter. Okay, sorry. I thought I had the plan to use that one, but this one is I think will go better. But this is my Laura color. This is like the first highlighter. Cause like before, like with makeup, I didn't know any, like up until like a couple years ago, I didn't know not a thing about makeup. Like I used to enjoy doing the makeup. I used to enjoy, you know, doing makeup. And then like I used to do like more modeling stuff, like back in Chicago, and my cousin would always do my makeup, or someone else would do my makeup. And she's honestly the reason why I got into makeup, because I wanted to, you know, again, that whole self-sufficient thing. I like being self-sufficient. And then I just kind of like fell in love with it, you know? So this is like one of the first highlighters that I got, and I had it for a while, and it still does me justice to this day. In terms of lip color, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. Probably just a liner and a gloss, because that always works out well. Gonna line my lips here with this. What is this? NYX. I'm like, see, I'm blinking. Oh gosh. But yeah, in terms of quarantine stuff, you know, at the end of the day, you just gotta do what you can do, you know? If you don't find yourself being productive, that is okay. You know, no one says you have to be productive during this time. I mean, it's just stressful. A lot of people, we have things to worry about in terms of like bills and just like family. So like, I would say don't feel like you have to participate in anything in terms of anything during this time, because it's a lot. Gonna go in finally with this Fenty mini gloss bomb, hot chocolate. She's lit, and she is. Oh gosh, look at this. It looks so good. But yeah, like I was saying before, if you have it in you to be productive, go for it. If you feel like this is a time where you need to just chill and not do anything, don't let anybody make you feel otherwise, because they suck at the end of the day. So, but yeah, just do you. So this is the final look. I hope you guys got to maybe enjoy this video. I know it was just me like ranting off, but like, look at this face. Like, oh my God, look, like she's doing it. She's amazing. No, but again, thank you guys for sitting here and watching this video with me. I know I was just going off blabbering from one thing to the next while I was doing makeup, but this is just one of those videos where you just kind of like, well, I just wanted to talk to you guys and just kind of update you all on what's been going on in my life, what's going on in my head during this whole thing. And I'm glad if you made it this far. Great for you, because sometimes when I talk, I just like go and I don't think about, you know, structure in terms of what I'm thinking. I just kind of like think one thing, say what I have to say about it, and then go on to the next thing. So that's just me as a talker. But yeah, anyways, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you stuck through it, and make sure you guys like, subscribe, share my video, and then push that little bell button if you want to be notified for when I upload again. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.